What's going on, y'all? So I'm going to show you a process of how I built this whole entire spear gun from start to finish using this piece of 8-foot oak handrail all the way to what it was at the very end. Stay tuned as well for basically a test run on the actual in-water usage of the gun. Hopefully you like this video. Definitely like and subscribe as well, and stay tuned for more. So here's some of the tools that I purchased, as well as one of the shafts that I actually got replaced for a shorter shaft. I definitely had to buy some more tools. Those weren't enough, but this is kind of how I got started. As you can see, I started this project off with hand tools. This is actually from a prior project that I was working on, but I do end up actually buying an electric saw and drill set. You'll see later in the footage. I'm just getting the grip set up, adding minor detail, just so that the form fits my hand properly. And then obviously we're gonna get into the actual piece itself. But this is the start. I'm working nonstop around the clock at this point, so I still have day-to-day life to conduct. So at this moment, I'm talking to one of my brothers, just on FaceTime with him while I'm actually drilling the hole where the handle's gonna be at in the hilt of the gun. So just a little description of that, and then continue with the process. So I was able to install the grip today. I also cut out the location for where the trigger mechanism is going to be at. And I actually just did a little drawing of how I kind of want to have this gun laid out. Kind of just drew this out. Spent about 5 hours working on this piece today. And I'm liking the way it's coming out. Definitely have a few tweaks to make, some adjustments, but I think it'll be a pretty solid gun once I'm done with it. Excited the way that it's coming along. All right. So here you can see I'm hand chiseling out the track where the shaft is going to be at. This actually took a lot longer than I thought it would. I really needed to go pretty deep into the wood. I ended up using some other tools other than just this one. This one ended up actually kind of breaking on me halfway through. I ended up getting different chisels. I ended up sanding a lot. This portion took a lot of time. So I'm gonna have to change up the grip a little bit. I think I'm gonna cut into it so I have a higher hand placement. And so that is a little bit easier, more comfortable for me to actually pull the trigger. Trigger guard's gonna go here, and I have room for a reel if I wanna add it later on. I'm gonna do some more sanding, smooth it out, add 2 roller holes, and then, or sorry, 2 band holes. And then I'm gonna finish up the grip, and I'm gonna carve out a little bit more of the track. After that, it's a little bit more sanding, do the finish, and then it should be actually all complete. So we'll see how much longer it takes. Loving the process though. As you could see, I was way too excited about this, but you know, I had to stop and just make sure that the gun was actually functioning properly, that I was doing what it was supposed to do, that the track was straight, that the shaft would slide properly, and here we go. It's loaded. Not gonna leave it loaded because there's no safety on it, but go. Now, this is the part that I was telling you guys took forever. I remember being on the phone with my buddies for hours and literally just sanding in the background. It would just be me sanding on PlayStation parties, on phone calls. I spent a good 5 or 6 hours just sanding, but you will see the fruits of my labor. It paid off in the end. It's a very smooth track. Yeah, I don't know any other ways that I could have done this. If you have any other ideas of how I possibly could have done this better, other than like a chisel, obviously a chisel would have worked well. But yeah, just let me know in the comments how I could have possibly done a better job getting the track for the shaft done. But yeah. This was a fun portion of it. Definitely built some character. This is another pretty cool tool I ended up buying. It basically just kind of shaved off the areas that were a little bulky and just made it really flat and smooth. I kind of like this one. Probably use it again in the next project. Here's a time lapse of me getting a curve using a hand saw blade. And basically I'm just trying to get that grip for the handle. This is a really important piece because it allows me to be able to properly like stabilize and weight, or I guess offset the weight of the wooden spear gun. I've used a metal spear gun before, and it's a lot easier to use and handle because it's a lot lighter. Wood is obviously heavy, but it's a lot lighter in the water, so this allows me to be able to grip it properly. Almost done with the grip. Gonna clean it up a little bit tomorrow. Everything's in place though. Got the hole for the bends. Probably could fit, honestly, one more in there. Maybe 2. I might carve it out a little bit more, fit 2 in there. Got the shaft. Everything is straight. Got a little bit more work to do before I do the finishing touches. But I'm liking the progress. So here I'm getting all the fittings placed in for the mechanics. I didn't obviously show you where I drilled the holes, but I just used a drill and then some drill bits to basically get the proper sizes, and definitely did a lot of measuring just to make sure that the placement was correct. Shout out to Nectonics. That's where I purchased my mechanics from, the trigger mechanism. And you can purchase like a guide exactly where the holes are going to be at. Obviously, you know, I'm hard-headed, so I like doing everything by myself. But it wasn't too bad. It was a nice part of the gun. It allowed me to kind of like relax and settle down and just be able to do some measuring, make some cuts instead of doing any like sawing and, you know, sanding. But yeah, this was a pretty peaceful portion of the gun. So here the artist in me came out. You know, I had to add some character to the gun, you know, really make it mine. So, you know, I had to add a little etching to it, do a little scribbling in there. You know, went on Google, found a template that had the right, you know, font that I wanted. Just copied the font, and then essentially just got a soldering kit. Actually, shout out to Jasmine, my friend Jasmine Martinez, and her mom. Her mom sent me this kit. Big shout out to y'all. So I appreciate that and made good use of it. So just started doing some etching. I haven't done any of this type of stuff in a while, but it was really fun. And made this another portion of the gun that was really relaxing, just like kind of sitting back and, you know, it's daytime. I think it's probably the weekend at this point, so I have a little bit more time to just like relax and focus and hone in on, you know, some more of my skills. So you'll see pretty soon what it says. I know I'm covering probably the portion of it that you can actually read, but yeah, here we go. So this is the gun. The little detail. So here I ended up taking my gun to my favorite shop, Westside Dive in Kailua. Shout out to my boy Kanoa. He's a nasty spear fisherman. I'll drop his Instagram in here. Go check him out. And yeah, he definitely hooked it up. Young dude, real young dude, knows his shit. So shout out to you, bro. And appreciate you hooking up my line. There we go. First coat complete. Got it sitting and hanging right now. Letting the air dry. Let's look at some of the finishing touches real quick. Got the etching there. And the etching on the other side. I'm liking how it came out. Gonna do one more coat of teak oil. Finish it with tung oil. And we'll be good to go. Let that sit. Still gotta do this part. So I went back to my boy Kanoa, had him hook up the reel. I ended up buying a reel. You know, I had to go all out if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. You know, word to my pops. That's what he always says. So had to do it proper. You know what I'm saying? Threw the reel on there. It's looking excellent at this point. Stay tuned on it. So I mounted the camera to the back of the gun for the portion that we've all been waiting for, the test run. So I'm at E-Beach right now. Got my gun, got my gear. Big shout out to Omer, by the way. You'll notice that I have all Omer gear. A little plug right there. So let's get to it. All right, so right off the bat, I'm being real particular about my shots. You can hear me grunting, but I don't want to hit the reef behind my shot, behind the fish. I don't want to damage the shaft off the first shot, so basically just kind of being real particular. Here you can see I'm just getting a close-up of the gun, showing you that it floats really, really well. Side note, that first shot that I took, I think I only had 2 bands on, and I realized that I definitely need all 3 bands on for it to be powerful enough to even like kind of get to a fish. So you'll see in the next shots that I take that I always have all the bands on the gun. And yeah, here's another take that I go on. What's crazy, I don't have to do any dusting or anything. The current's just doing its own dusting for me. You know, I'm kind of shadowed, I'm cloaked, but I see something I want to shoot at. Great target practice. So here I go, take this shot. Bow. End up hitting them. And yeah, those are not easy fish to. I mean, they're easy in the sense that they stay pretty steady, but they're very, very slim targets to shoot. So it kind of goes to show that the gun is accurate. You know, I'm aiming very slightly ahead of the fish, pretty much just directly in line with the fish, and there's not too much recoil that causes a missed shot. And yeah, you can see the results here yourself. So I'm very happy with the gun's aim. Power, obviously it's able to get through the fish. And yeah, here's some footage of some eagle rays that I spotted at E-Beach. But yeah, just enjoy the rest of the video. Again, like and subscribe if you did like the content. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think I could have done better, what you think I could possibly do next for a project. If I should just make some more, spear gun videos of me shooting the spear gun, target practice, whatever. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this. This was a really, really enjoyable experience. And I didn't even tell you, but basically I started this video, or started making this spear gun for the first place, because I lost my prior spear gun. I was in Big Island on a trip with 2 of my buddies. Shout out Heckathorn, shout out Wall. And basically, after catching like 3 fish out there, my first parrotfish, we were coming back in, and the reef essentially was just way too strong. I wasn't even prepared for the currents out there. And kind of coming back against the reef, it just like threw me and my gun against the reef, and we ended up just like kind of losing one of the fish, my spear gun. It was a sad day, but yeah, we kept the parrotfish. I don't want to end off on a bad note, and we ended up having a really good trip overall. So your boy is hungry. I'm ready to cook that fish I just caught. I just finished this edit. I'm about to enjoy the rest of my day. Again, like and subscribe and show some love. Appreciate y'all.